Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Welcome to Always Be Investing. Real money, real days, real discipline. And what we're going to be doing is starting a series, and hopefully this will run for years. And it's always investing into VTI, Victor Tango India. This is the Vanguard Total Stock Index. It's a broad market index that is broader than the S&P 500 or NASDAQ. It tracks every publicly traded company in the U.S. And the reason we want to go with this is because it has what's called a low expense ratio of just 0.03%. That is the amount that the fund charges for managing itself. And 0.03% is one of the lowest available. Now, you might ask yourself, why are we not using Vanguard to invest in a Vanguard index fund? Well, it's because Fidelity allows us more flexibility in that you can invest as little as $1, whereas with Vanguard, you have to invest in whole shares. So that's beyond the scope of this tutorial. But what we'll be doing next is we'll be setting up the Fidelity account. So what I'll do first is just go to www.fidelity.com. And that brings us to our website here. And we'll start with opening an account. Of course, if you have an account, you can just log in. But we'll open an account. And what we want to do is click brokerage account. That's all we need to know right now, is that we are opening a brokerage account for this. So let's open your brokerage account. Are you already a Fidelity customer? Press yes or no. I'll assume we're no. Opening an account takes just a few minutes. We'll click next. And tell us about yourself. You do need to enter in all of this information accurately, including the Social Security number. This is all federally regulated. And you'll need to enter this to start an account. When you're done, you'll just press next and continue through the screens. Okay. So now we're logged into the Fidelity account, and the first thing we need to do is link your checking account from your bank to the Fidelity account. So we're going to be transferring funds from your bank checking account into Fidelity first. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to set up. And to do that, you'll click on Transfer right here. And what we want to do is to link a bank. So we'll click on Link a Bank. And it's going to ask, how do you want to transfer money? We want to do an EFT, or an electronic funds transfer. Who owns the account? Myself. Is this a business account? Probably not. We'll click no. And how do you want to add the bank information? You can securely log into your bank from the browser, or grab a check and enter your bank information on my own. So we'll continue. And we're going to link a new bank. Who owns this bank account? Either you or somebody else. And the account type is generally going to be a checking account. And from one of your checks, you're going to simply enter the routing number and the account number. Okay, and then you'll re-enter that account number. And then scroll to the bottom and click Agree and Continue. So that will set up the link between Fidelity and your checking account from your bank. All right, so once you're in your Fidelity account, you have to set up a recurring transfer from your bank checking account into your Fidelity account. And this will just be a holding place for cash, okay? And once it's in Fidelity, you can transfer that to your investments, okay, which in this case will be VTI. So what we want to do is click on Accounts and Trade, and we'll click on Transfers. We want to set up a recurring transfer. And for recurring activity, we want to click on Transfers. That's a transfer from your bank checking account into your Fidelity account. This is just a holding place where the cash will be kept until it's invested into whatever you want to put it into. In this case, it'll be VTI. And this we want to do once per week, typically after your paycheck comes in. So if you get paid weekly, you'll want to put it, if you get paid on Friday, you'll want to put this in on Monday. If you get paid bi-weekly or monthly in some cases, you'll want to put it in the day after that you get paid. So you'll see my accounts, it's blurred out here, but it's already selected. But in your case, you'll create a new activity, and the new activity will be a transfer, and then that page will load. Which account do you want to move money from? Now remember, we just linked your checking account from your bank, so we will select from your bank. Okay. And where will the money be transferred to? It will be your Fidelity account, generally starting with the letter Z. And then you'll enter your transfer details. This will be recurring, whether you want it weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, depending on how you get paid. And the date, you'll always want to set it to the day after you get paid. So if you get paid on a Friday, set this up for Monday so that you make sure that the funds are available. So if it's weekly, you want to put a minimum of $500 so you know that the account is fully funded. And you really want to set this up. You want to have that money available before you trade anything. So we'll set up 500 on a weekly basis. We'll start it on 7/07, and we'll click Continue. We need to select the weekday. So every Monday. We get paid on Friday. We want to have a recurring transfer happen on every Monday. And we'll click Continue. We'll review the transfer. And if we want to continue with this, we'll click Submit. And that's it. We've set up our recurring transfer from our bank checking account into this Fidelity account. That gets the money from your bank into the Fidelity account so that it is ready for trading. It's a temporary holding place is all that is. Now we actually want to set up the recurring investment. So again, we'll come over to Accounts and Trade, and we'll click Transfers, and we'll click Set Up Recurring Transfer. And now instead of transfer, we'll click on investments. And I've already cleared mine out, so I will set this up just the way we want it. So we're going to create a new activity, which is an investment. The security type is a stocks or ETFs. In our case, it's an ETF, which is an exchange traded fund. The account is your Fidelity account. The symbol is VTI, Victor Tango India. That is the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. There's the symbol for it right there. The amount is $100. The frequency is weekly. The day of the week here will be Monday. And we're starting on, well, it looks like it will not let us set up because the market, looks like the market's already closed, so we can't set up until Wednesday. So the soonest we can trade is on Wednesday. Okay. So we're starting Wednesday, July 8th, and there's no end date. And we're going to use that linked bank account that we have. We're going to transfer. It should be highlighted here. We'll click preview. So on Wednesday, every week starting on July 8th, we are funding from our bank $100 into symbol VTI, Vanguard Total Stock Index. And we'll click confirm. Okay, so now the recurring investment is scheduled. So now we're going to create another. We're going to create these for the rest of the week. We're going to make $100 out of VTI every single day of the week. Okay. That was Wednesday that we selected, so we'll click Thursday. The start date's July 8th. We're going to use our linked bank account. Actually, no, we're not. We're not going to use our linked bank account. The account will be the Fidelity account. So we'll confirm that. And then we'll manage. So we'll edit that. We will not use the linked bank account because we're doing the transfer directly from the Fidelity account. Okay, and then we just keep going. Okay. So now we should see our investments and our transfers. Our transfer, of course, was every week, which we want to have as $500 at least. So we have a week's worth of funding. Or if you get paid bi-weekly, you would want to have $1,000. And then we have our recurring investments. And what that's going to do, it's going to take the money that we've put into Fidelity and it will invest it into VTI, the Vanguard Total Stock Index. And you can see we have 5 transfers. Actually, we've ended up with 6, so we need to find out which one that was. Looks like we have 2 that are on the 10th. So we'll just delete one of those. And then we can check to make sure that we have everything set. Now, remember, the earliest we could do, it's currently Thursday. Tomorrow's a holiday for the 4th of July. It's the 3rd. So the earliest we can start is Wednesday, July 8th. So every Wednesday it will take out 100. And then the next one is every Thursday. The next investment is July 9th. So we have 8, 9. And then we have Friday the 10th. And then we start again on Monday, on the 13th. And finally Tuesday, on the 14th. And we are not ending these. We are keeping these recurring for years. Okay. So now the account is set up. And there you have it. That is the full setup of the Fidelity account. We've set up funding our Fidelity account through our bank checking account. And we've also set up recurring investments into VTI indefinitely. So I did want to originally start on Monday the 6th, but we ran into a little bit of a timing issue there. So the earliest that we can start now is on Wednesday, I believe it's Wednesday the 8th. So that's my fault on that part, but we're going to start on Wednesday. So please join me Wednesday, and we will be investing live here. The investments will go through automatically, but we're going to track them live on this channel every day. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you Wednesday.